Okay. Good morning, everybody. Morning here. Um, it's around 3 minutes after 10 here. So I welcome everybody. It's a good time this morning to be here. We started this. That was last week Wednesday, and today is another Wednesday. So part one, part two, part three is gone. Now we are part 4. So before we go into the part 4, I think I would like to do a little recap on part 3. Okay. So before I even get started, I think it's good for us to interact this morning. How was your night? I believe your night was great, and you've been following us, I believe, and I also believe that you've been gaining one or two things. On Friday, we'll be able to interact. Already, we are really working. Our platform is fully ready for you. Already, we have a chat on that site already. Okay. I believe by Friday the chat room will be very active. We can actually make it, a good one. So what happened last Wednesday? Last Monday. It was on Monday that we started. On Monday we tried to look at the mindset of millionaires. The millionaires mindset. That's what we tried to look at, and we started from somewhere. We started from. Sorry, let me just fill it up so that we can do a little recap on this. We call it wealth. That's mastering the wealth creation part 3. Okay. Let me try and share that with you so that you can. Okay. I'd like to share that slide now. Sorry. That's part 3 of edition. Look at it here. So I think that's maybe you can see if you can see it. If you cannot see it, okay, I think you should be able to see it by now. That's part 3. Okay, so let's go there and do a little recap on what happened on Monday. Look at it. We looked at the concluding part of the money blueprint, and I said that if you are to measure to really understand your money blueprint, you really need to look at your results, look at your bank account. You need to look at your income. Not only income, you need to look at your net worth, your success in investment, your success in business. To look at your spending habit, whether you are the spender type or you are you save money or you spend money. You also need to look at whether you manage money well or not. All these elements point to your money blueprints. How consistent or inconsistent are you in doing things? Then we have so much that day. Then now I came up with a web principle. I said that the only way to permanently change in a room is to change the thermostat. And the same thing is, when it comes to money, you need to change the thermostat as well. So we look at what the mindset of millionaire looks like. It said, rich people believe I create my life. Poor people believe life happens to them. So if you are the type that believe in, you can actually know whether you are thinking right or you want to remain the way you are. I said the second one is, I said rich people play the money game to win, while poor people play the money game not to lose. So if you don't want to lose, you are poor. If you don't want to lose, you are very, very poor. So you need to understand that if you don't, you're poor. Okay, so let's go ahead. We have here, we say rich people think big and poor people think small. You can see poor people, they always think small. Like the rich people think big. So whichever part you fall into, I think you should be able to know by all these pointers. Another one is that we say rich people focus on opportunities, while poor people focus on obstacles. They will always see obstacles in everything. Look, they're new to them. That's poor people's mentality. Very important that you understand all these, and it will really help you. Look at another one. It says rich people admire other rich people and successful people. People, they resent rich people, and what you want to become, you don't resent. What you desire or admire to become, you don't resent. It's very, very important. You need to get that clear. Whatever you aspire to become, you don't resent it. It's very important. So, and that's where we stopped last. That's where we stopped last. That was last on Wednesday. That's where we stopped. So let's quickly move on. I want us to move on so that we can. Okay. So that we can. Okay. So that. Okay. So now we want to start today's edition, and it's going to be an awesome time with us. I'm trying to share this now. We're starting from part 4. Don't forget I said that by Wednesday we're going to have by Friday we're going to have an interactive session. Trust me, it's going to be an awesome time too. Okay. So let's get started with part 4. So I hope you can see the slide now. Okay, part 4. Want to start today already? We are done with recap. Beautiful. We are done with recap. So let's get the recap. Now let us continue from point number 7 this morning. We will continue from point number 7. Point number 7 here says that people associate with positive, successful people. Why you always see poor people around negative and unsuccessful people, rich people, they associate with positive and successful people. While you see poor people associate with what? With negative, unsuccessful people. Now, let's look at it this way. Successful people look at other successful people as a means to, to motivate themselves. Look for, they look at positive people to motivate them. They see other successful people as model to learn from. They say to themselves, if they can do it, I can also do it. You understand what I'm talking about? Rich people are grateful that others have succeeded and that now they have a blueprint to follow. And look at what someone that is a poor man mentality. Poor man hear about others. Other people's success. They judge them, they criticize them, they mock them, they try to pull them down. About how can you possibly learn from or be inspired by something you want to pull down? Understand very well that you are poor. Just believe it. This is how poor people believe. Their mindsets. This is their mindset. Important, you really need to watch out for this. Rich people will always be found with positive-minded people. Why find poor people around negative and unsuccessful people? And remember, I said that you cannot, become what you resent. It's not possible. Let's go to the next point here. See, rich people are willing to promote themselves and their value, while poor people think negatively about selling and promotions. You can see what I'm talking about here. Rich people are willing to promote themselves. They want to promote their value, while poor people are just negative about selling and promotion. Very rampant in our world here. We always want someone to tell our story, for us. Who will tell your story better than you yourself? Very, very important. And by the time you are negative about, spreading the value that you have, it shows that you have poor man mentality. Resenting promotion is one of the greatest obstacles to success in life. People who have issues with selling and promotion are usually broke. Usually broke. They are broke people. They don't like promotion. They don't like selling. They are what? Broke people. Say, how can you create a large income in your own business? How can you create, large income in what you are doing if you are not willing to let people know about it? You have a product, you are not proud enough to get it out there. You are rendering, you are not ready to get people to know about it. If people don't know about it, you will not make money. As that. It doesn't matter how good your product and services is. If you don't cultivate the habit of promotion and letting the value get out to people, I tell you, you can never be successful. First, you may have had what is called bad experience in the past when it comes to promotion and selling. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Or maybe probably people don't even take you serious in the past. I believe you have what it takes. And one of the things that maybe when I get to that point, you understand I'm talking about. Maybe secondly, what you may have been disappointed in the past. You have what is called this empowering experiences that are not pleasant. Stop you. It is not. Look at what he said. The promotion is merely a projection of your own fear of what? Of failure and rejection. That's what it means. Probably because of what you have experienced in the past, you see it as projecting your fears of failure. It's not it. Rejection is part of life. It's part of life. So if you don't want to promote yourself, your value, you are not ready to promote what you have. You are thinking like a poor man. And I said the third issue might probably be maybe you've been programmed. I've been talking about this parental programming right from the time you have been programmed wrongly. I tell you, you need to reprogram yourself in this area. If you cannot make sales, if you cannot promote, don't expect large amount of income. So you must be able to position yourself in a way that will enable you to do what? To promote yourself and the value that you possess. Not promote the product. If you have the service, promote the service. And that's why you can make good amount of money. Very, very important. It is very, very, very important. If you are a resentment, you dislike promotion, selling, I tell you, you can't make good money. That's key. You can never make good money. So get that right. Get that very right. It is very, very important. The next thing here, rich people are bigger than their problems. That's the way they think. They are bigger than their problems. While poor people than their problems. They always see themselves as being smaller than their problem. That is poor man's mentality. A rich man will always believe that he is greater than his problem. It's saying, it's a popular, they said, being courageous is not the absence of fear, but it is your disposition, even in the face of that word fear. That is being courageous. I say it again. It is not the absence of what? It is not the absence of fear, but your disposition, your positive attitude, even in the midst of that problem, while the problem is facing you. That is courage. And that is the mentality of rich man. They will always see themselves as being bigger than problem. And should I shock you with this, my friend? There is no problem that is not surmountable. It's unsurmountable. If you can still be alive till today, there is no problem that can be bigger than you. So get that and get it straight. No problem can be bigger than you. Very, very important. Important. No problem can be bigger than you. Let's go to the next one quickly. Okay, next one says that rich people are excellent receivers, while poor people are poor receivers. I want to make a lot of uh, um poor people, they are excellent givers, but they have poor mentality when it comes to receiving. Rich people are excellent what? They are excellent receivers. They are excellent receivers. And that is why you see, even in religious setting, you see people giving. They give without expecting, without expectation. People are excellent receivers. Most people do not, reach their full financial potential because they are poor receivers. Who feel unworthy or undeserving. This is a syndrome. It runs in our society like wildfire. Over 90% of individuals have this feeling. They have this feeling of not being good enough. So you must do what? That's why you need to kill that spirit completely. Where does this low esteem come from in the first place? Where does it come from? The usual our conditioning. It is the usual our conditioning. For most of us, it comes from hearing you hear a lot of words. You just feel that syndrome. That syndrome just come on you. It's so rampant in this place. There is no way you can reach financial potential, your full financial potential, if you are not a good receiver. So no wonder people have difficulty receiving. Mistake, and you are doomed to carry the body of mystery and poverty for the rest of your life. Just one simple mistake. Mistake is part of the process. It's not an option. You need to recognize that whether you are worthy or not, a made-up story. Nothing as meaning except for the meaning you give to it. Nothing has meaning except for the meaning you give to it. So if you feel at this point you cannot continue, so be it. You understand what I'm talking about? I have never heard of anybody who went through the stamping, as in the lineup at bat. You see, can you imagine each person's forehead as he or she, came through? Unworthy, worthy, unworthy. Have you ever seen that? When maybe you see somebody in the queue of being, coming to this world, they now put a stamp on their head. This one, oh, worthy. This one, not worthy. This one, worthy. This one, not worthy. You will never see that happen. You will never see that happen. So, what am I saying in essence is this? You think you are not worthy of receiving, you will never get to the full potential in terms of finances. Very, very important. You really need to understand that rich people receivers, while poor people are what? They are poor receiver. Excellent receiver, that's what I want to be. And that is where I am. Let's go to the next point. The next point is saying rich people choose to get paid based on results. Look at this. Rich people choose to get paid based on results, while poor people choose to get paid based on time. I learned this when I started. Working. I understand what it means by investing in my time, because I understand that I have limited time at that point. I know I'm going to exit. I'm going to leave that job, and I don't want to base my life on time. I want to base my payment on results. I understand that, and at that time, because I know Time, was counting at that time. So every time I find myself in my place of work, I'm always doing something to improve myself, because I know in improving myself, that is when my results can improve. And if my results can improve, my payment must improve. Have you ever had this advice? Go to school, get good grades, get a good job, get a stable paycheck, be on time, and then you see you'll be happy ever after. It comes directly from the book of fairy tales. They call it volume 1. So the tooth fairy story. You can see that. Look at the process. Go to school, get good grade, get a good job, get a steady paycheck, be on time, work hard, and and you will now be happy ever after. There is nothing like that. What is the idea of a steady paycheck in the first place? Nothing wrong with getting a steady, paycheck. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong in that. But poor people prefer to be paid a steady salary or hourly wages. Poor man's mentality. They need the security of knowing that exactly the same amount of money is coming in at exactly the same time. It's one of the things that got me angry when I was about leaving my day. As a matter of fact, in this world, when you are in a place, where society identify what is called pay a good paycheck. You understand? You can in our own setting here, there is no amount of money somebody is paying you monthly that can actually meet your need. And that's why you find a lot of poor people in the society, because they believe it is salary that can get them to where they are going to. Rich people prefer to get paid based on the results they produce. If not totally, then at least partially. That is rich people for you. Rich people, they usually own their own business in one form or the other. That business, they always have what is called an extra income. They make their income from their profits, on commissions, or percentage of revenue. That's rich people for you. Rich people choose to stock options and profit sharing in lieu, and it is always higher than salaries. Notice there are no guarantee with any of the above. There are no guarantees. And that is the way the thing. There are no guarantee that you are going to get commission. There are no guarantee that you are going to get percentage of sharing in revenue. But they stick to that. Every poor man wants to be guaranteed. They want guarantee. I've seen a lot of people enter my office say, if I give you so amount of money, how much will I be getting? That is poor man's mentality. Poor people trade their time for money. Get job and sit down from morning till night to be paid for the time spent at work. This strategy is that your time is limited. Everybody in the world, our time is limited, and that is why they said, as long as you still live, you have time. There is hope. The moment that time is up, that died. We went to the mortuary to pick him. I saw him lay down, and something flashed through my mind. I know my dad is a dreamer. He dreams a lot. He had a lot of visions that he wanted to come to accomplish. And so when I saw him, lay down, what my mind was, so all the beautiful dreams and all the beautiful visions, they are gone. They are gone. So while you are still within time is so precious that you don't need to spend it away. You don't need to waste time. Make sure time is so limited. You need to invest in your time. You need to invest in your time. It's very important. You need to invest in your time. It's very important. Okay, let's move on to the next point. To the next point. Let's move on to the next point. Okay, let's move on to the next point. So the next point is rich people think both. Poor people think either or. Either or. Rich people think both. Either. Can you see what I'm talking about? That's the great difference between the rich and the poor. Someone think both while the other think either or. Let's look at art in a deeper sense of it. Now, rich people live in a world of abundance, while poor people live in a world of limitations. Both life in the same physical world, you can imagine, but the difference is in their perspective. When you get around a rich man, you see them live in abundance. Around a poor man, you see them live, they always have limitations. But it's still the same physical world we live in. So the difference between a rich man and a poor man is not it's not in the physical state itself, but in their perception about life. Class people come from scarcity. They come from scarcity and they want to remain there. There is nothing always enough for them. They have this mindset. There's never enough. That's the mindset. They said you hear that mindset. You hear in them that say you cannot have everything. Like I tell you, I said, if you are interested, everything is made available for you to have. If you are interested, everything is made available. Everything is made available if you are interested. Look at it again here. It said, do you want a successful career in life, or you want a good relationship in life? To choose in between the two. Do you want a successful career, or you want a good relationship? A rich man will answer. A rich man will say, I want both. Because the two, having a successful career and having a good relationship in life, they are good things to have. You want to have a good relationship in your family, you want to have good success. You want to be successful in your career. Which one do you want? You will see a poor man thinking, which one is better? The two of them are better, and they are meant for people to enjoy. Look at another one. They say, do you want to focus on business and play? Do you want to focus on business, or you want to do what? You want to have fun and do what? And play. When you place this in front of the two of them, when you hear somebody say, I want both, that is rich man's mentality. That is millionaire mindset. But you will see a good man, a poor man, you say, well, it's better for me to focus on what? Let me focus on. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it is not good to focus on, but the two is good. It's good to have fun, and at the same time, it's good to have a good business or meaning in your life. You can see, do you want money or meaning in your life? The truth is, money is good. And when you have money, you can even put more meaning into your life. Just a good servant. It depends on how well you can send it to an errand. And there is no bad money anywhere. The money is bad because the person holding it is bad. I'm not talking about the source this time around. I'm talking about money. Money is always good. So if you have money, and at that time when you have money, you now turn to, humanizer, or you now turn to something else, definitely it shows that you yourself, you are not good. Remember, I said money is a good servant. It is where you just send money on errand, and you will see how good. And it's also an humble servant. So you need to have this millionaire mentality. You see what I'm talking about. When you see a millionaire thinking he wants both, when they have option to pick, you want both. But a poor man, poor people always choose one. Rich people will choose the two of them. They said, I want both. Poor people choose one. So I think with this, you will be able to, I believe you are getting something, and you'll be able to position yourself. Where do you actually belong? Are you thinking like a millionaire, or you are thinking like a poor man? Let's move on. 13 now. The number 13, the number 13. We are on number 13 now. Okay, look at it. Rich people focus on their net worth. I love this part. Rich people focus on their net worth, while poor people focus on their working income. They focus on their working income. The rich people focus on their net worth. People, well, they focus. Their focus is always on what? It's always on their income. Income like no man's business. To happen to their income. That is poor man's mentality. Let's look at it in a deeper sense. It said, when it comes to money, in our society typically ask, how much money do you make? How much money do you make? Can you imagine that kind of question? What is your net worth? Few people talk this. I mean, they talk this way, except for people in the high class. Look at it. So rich people understand the distinction between working income. Understand that one. Working income is important. Don't get me wrong. Only one of the 4 factors that determine your net worth. Working income is what? Is important, but it is just one out of the 4 factors that determine your net worth. We have the first one is your income, which we just talked about now. That is working income. There is the part of savings, investment. There is the part that is called simplification. There is a part that is called simplification. Look at that. Said you can have income. Your income can be divided into 2. Called what? Working income, and we have the one that is called what? Passive income. And you need both. So look at it this way: entrepreneurs and rich people, look at the way they work on both profit, and at the same time they look out for a way to make passive income. They don't use all their time to also work. They take their time to also relax. Working income requires that you are investing your own time and labor to earn money. Working income requires that you are investing your time, and money. I mean, you are investing your time, you are investing your labor to earn money. Working income is important. Very, very important. I've said it. But it's just one out of the 4. So if you are living on one out of 4 legs that's supposed to sustain you, you will know that you can never be balanced. This is also what? Imperative. You need to save. You need to save. You need to save. And the reason why we save is, to me anyway, it's not, investment is different from saving. The reason why we save is to attend to some contingencies that might happen. Some things might happen that it's urgent attention. That's the reason why you save, so that you won't be caught unaware. You can earn, you can earn money, but if you don't keep any of it, I tell you, when issue comes, you can't create wealth. That one is very important. Rich people take their time and energy to learn about investment. Rich people take time to, they take their time to learn about investment. Let's look at simplification. It goes hand in hand with saving money. That is, simplification. It goes hand in hand with saving money. Let's look at it this way. He said, you are consciously creating a lifestyle in which you need less money to live on. That is simplification. You create a lifestyle, that depend less on more money. By decreasing your cost of living, you increase your savings and the amount of funds available for investing. The amount, you increase your savings and you increase the amount, of funds available for investing. Now, decreasing your cost of living is not the same thing as decreasing your standard of living. They are two different things. I'm not saying you should lower your standard of living. No. You decrease your cost of living to save at home. Some of us, we just take, you take some things, and that is even part of the poor man's mentality. Allow water to waste, you overcook food, you buy dresses or clothes that you don't really need. These are some of the ways in which you waste things. You want to be on the same level, you want to live the same lifestyle with your friends. Unreasonable way of lifestyle. Unreasonable way of lifestyle. I have some set of people in Abuja. I always wonder, every day in the evening they must be in joint, and the excuse is that it is only in joint that you meet people that talks about contracts, and it's a lie. So every day you see them, they drink, they will drink and they leave the place 8, 9. There was a statistics last year that shows that Nigerian consume almost 6 billion, almost 6 billion naira worth of beer, alcohol. Wow, very incredible. Very incredible. Simplify your life. Simplify your life. That is another way, to earn. Because when you save, okay, let's move to the next point. Here, the next point says rich people manage their money well, while poor people mismanage their money well. Money well, and these ones, they mismanage money well. If you don't know how to manage money, it will be difficult for you. Rich people are not any smarter than poor people. That's the truth. They are not smarter. They just have different money habits. They just have different money habits. Poor people mismanage money anyhow. The subject of money altogether. They avoid the subject of money altogether. Do not like to manage their money, because first they say it is what? It is restricts. I mean, it restricts their freedom. So they don't want you to cross that line. Another thing is that they believe that money can never be enough. And the truth is this: if you can't manage the little you have, you will not manage it when you have it in abundance. You won't manage it well. If you cannot manage the little you have well when you have it in abundance. Say, man's mentality in the midst of money. Come back in the next three months. You will see the guy finish the money because he didn't understand what is called money management. But take a rich man out of his money, create that money back. You can see the difference between the two of them. So managing money well is key in creating wealth. Very, very important. You must acquire this habit. If it will take you to go and learn the skill of managing small amount of money, you need to go out and do it. Learn it. Remember, we are creature of habits. Remember that. We are creature of habits. So habit of managing your money is more important than the amount you have in itself. It's really not, I mean, it doesn't really matter how much money you have in your bank account. If you cannot manage it well, it's as good as nothing. So make sure you cultivate the habit of managing your money prudently, and at the same time develop skill in it. You can go ahead and learn it. You can learn it. We are, we live around habits. So we really need to with that. It's very, very important. Your money, but I mean, if you can't manage money well, it's not possible. Get that and get that well. Rich people have their money work hard for them, while poor people work hard for their money. You can see the two opposites. Rich people, they make their money work hard for them, while poor people work hard for their money. Which one is better? Which one is better? If you are like most people, being programmed, that you have to work hard for money, are good that you will grow up in that condition, and then you keep on working hard. Have you to see a laborer? Wealth is being created by the volume of, by the amount of hard work you have done. You will agree with me that, or even what is it called? Bricklayers. Yes, bricklayers will have the most of the money because they work hard. The same thing with probably all these sound fillers. Maybe they will have the most of the money. But don't get me wrong, working hard is good. To work hard, working alone will never make you rich. Write it down. It's good. Working hard is good. It's very important. But it won't get you rich. It will never make you rich. The fact proves that. The fact proves that. There are billions of people who slave away. Look at that word. They slave away, working their tails off all days and even all night long. Do they get rich? No, they don't get rich. They still get broke. And when you look at other people, the rich people, I've seen a lot of things happen, and you keep wondering, why is it like this? You get to places like Konuga, Sheraton. You just see people sit down there, they read newspapers, they get connections, they meet people, discuss. The next time you hear, big alert enter there, and you keep wondering. In today's world, there is room for you working hard. Rich people can spend their days playing and relaxing because they work smart. They understand and use leverage. They employ other people to work for them and their money to work for them. But you see poor people, they work very hard. When it comes to the to the game of money, most people do not have a clue as to what it takes to win. Most people don't know what it means to win. What's your goal? That's the first thing you need to ask yourself. What is your goal? When do you win the game? 3 square meal, or you are shooting for 100,000 naira, 1 million naira, handing it down in income. Becoming a millionaire, becoming a multi-millionaire. What is your goal? What is your goal? Some of us will live every moment per day. You work so hard, it doesn't show. What's your goal? You answer that question. Rich people act in spite of fear. I think I've said it. Poor people let fear stop them. Act in spite of fear. But poor people let fear stop them. Look at that. It's not an option. Rich people. Look at it. It's a fear, doubt, and worries are among the greatest obstacles, but to happiness as well. So one of the biggest difficulties between one of the greatest difference between the rich people and the poor people is their disposition. Are they willing to act the fear? You see a lot of people that they said there is a warning. They ask Igbo people to leave the north, and wife's home. That's poor people's mentality. If you have great investment in this part of the world, you believe that, nothing can happen. Nothing can happen. Nothing can happen. Does it mean some people doesn't have fear? Does it mean there is no doubt? No. You still see people bringing in goods in millions to sell around here. That's the way a poor man will start thinking of how to move back to the village. Nature of habits. We need to practice acting in spite of fear. Very important. In spite of doubt, you need to continue. In spite of worry, in spite of uncertainty, in spite of inconsistency, in spite of discomfort, and even to practice acting when we are not in the mood to act. Remember, I said courage is not the absence of fear. It is your disposition. Even in the face of fear, in the face of doubt, in the face of what? In the face of discomfort. That's the way. Getting rich is not always convenient. It is not convenient. Getting rich is not always easy. Getting rich can be quite hard. But, so what? If you are willing to do only what's easy, if you are willing to do only that which is easy, life will be hard. But if you are willing to do what is hard, rich people don't base their actions on what is easy. They don't base their action on what is convenient. Neither do they, base their action on what is comfortable. The way of living is reserved. The way of living is reserved for the poor and most of the middlemen. That is when you want to live in a convenient way. Convenient way, easy way of living, is reserved for what? For the poor. It is reserved for the poor and the middle class people. If you are willing to do only what is easy, it will be hard. If you didn't get anything today, just record that. If you are willing to do only what's easy, life will be hard. So, and get it very well. Get that and get it very well. And I'm going to work on it later. Okay, let's go ahead and finish this presentation today. Already I have like 3 minutes to go now. The last one here, it says that rich people constantly learn and grow. I don't think they already know. Can you see that? Constantly learn and grow. They don't even care. They don't care how much it will take them to learn. They don't care how much it will, what the time it will take them to learn. They don't care. So rich people constantly learn and grow. But you always see poor people, they are all knowing. They know everything. God. Regardless, for me, I have one habit. I can learn from anybody as long as what I have to learn from you is good. I can learn. Poor people are often trying to prove that they are right. And these poor people, they always want to prove that they are right. They put on a mask as if they have, they have gotten it off. They have gotten it all figured out. That is poor people's mentality. Right, or you can be rich, but you cannot be both. It's either you are rich or you are what? You are right. But you can't be both. Being right means having to hold on to your what? Your old ways of thinking and being. Because you're always right. And these are the ways that got you exactly where you are now. That's the way you got you to where exactly you are now. That is why it is imperative you continue to learn and grow. Poor people complain they can't afford to get education. You can see, they complain, they lack money, they lack time, they lack everything. And that's why they lack happiness in life. I am sure you have heard this. You've heard it one time or before. Knowledge is power. And power is the ability to act. Power is the ability to act. The only way for you to have the money you want is to learn how to play the money game. To learn how to play the money game in and out. In and out. They call it in and out. You need to learn the skill. You need to learn the strategy. The strategy to accelerate your income, to manage money, and to invest it effectively. You need to learn it. Becoming rich isn't as much about getting rich financially as about who you have to become and in mind to get rich. Remember, I said last week, I said your wealth can, the extent to which you can create wealth is the extent to which you grow. So learning is part of it. The day you think you have arrived, you have joined the camp of the poor. And it doesn't matter how much you have in your bank account. You just wake up one day and you see yourself in your village. That is first class ticket to your village. First class ticket to your village. When you keep learning, you maintain your relevance. In your relevance. When you keep learning, you maintain your standard of life. We have come to the end of today's presentation. On Friday, we're going to have an interactive session. I believe that a lot of people will join me at that time so that we can interact. I believe that at that time on wealth creation side, our chat, that is our chat will be available. And then on that same side, we're going to make provisions for people that might want to call us. As in, if you want to call us on our WhatsApp, we'll make available on our site so that you can also chat with us. If you don't want to call us, you don't want to call, no problem. You can just chat us up on that site, and I will attend to. Just chat us up. Already, if you check the site, you discover that already we have a chat, module on that, and it is presently inactive. It's presently inactive. So what you do for me from next by Friday is you just put your question, or you type your question on that on it, and I bet it with you. I'm going to see it, and I will be able to attend to your question. I believe that the presentation today worth it. Your time. I'll be back on Friday, God's willing. I'm cooking something here, and I think I need to get you know. It's going to be out by Monday. We'll start the promotion. We started the the series that was last month, cryptocurrency demystify. This time around, we're going to hold it on the 29th of July. Very good time. It's going to happen on Saturday, I think 29 is Saturday, and then you definitely enjoy that session. We'll be talking about uh, investment in cryptocurrency, and we'll be talking about trading in cryptocurrency. It's a session you don't want to miss. On that presentation might not take place directly on our site, but I will see what we can do to make it available for people to connect directly on our site. I will see what I can do on that if it is possible. But want it to happen directly on Facebook so that we can, have a good number of people to follow us on that session. You start seeing it anyway. For some of us that have already activated our package, by Monday we are going to start a promo that will enable you to earn. The morale behind this promo is to be able to raise the number of people that we need to raise so that we can start, influencing the market ourselves. So what I expect you to do on from next week, you start seeing that promo, you earn more, and at the same time, our team will be able to grow faster. We'll have a lot of packages, in line, and I think you don't really need them till Friday that we'll meet again on this series, wealth creation. That's mastering the game of wealth creation. I thank you for being there. Next week, we might likely start something new, or if we didn't come up next week, definitely that would be. I think we've done 2 weeks in a row. By Friday, we are going to do the last one. Maybe the 2 weeks in a row will also happen next month. So if you didn't see me next week, I'm going to explain. I'm going to give us the detail on that by Friday. So join me same time, 10 o'clock here on Friday when we'll have interactive session. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.